Hold it!
He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Everybody's wondering if Brian McKnight had one last cry. I'm talking about that because it's being reported that Brian McKnight, y'all, they're saying that he officially disavowed, his own kids. They're saying, y'all, that, people saying now that he's talking about his new biracial son and saying that he's the only heir to the throne. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Brian McKnight had 4 children before welcoming his youngest son, Brian, into the world earlier this year. Now, they're saying Brian is acting like he now has only 1 kid now. Now, they're saying, by the way, now, Brian McKnight also has a son that's already named Brian Jr., and there's this other Brian. Now, Brian wrote a poem allegedly to his son, this newborn son, and he said, I bestow upon you all of the fruits of my labor as my true heir to take care of you and yours for the generations to come. He said, you are perfection, my son. I'm so proud to give you my name and just as excited to watch you live up to it. He said, dear baby Brian, every time I look at you and kiss you, I am feeling feelings that I didn't know I could possess, an abundance or an overabundance of love between a father and his legacy that cannot be measured. You see, I never was a sentimental man, not until I met your mommy and fell head over heels in love with her. And because of our love for one another, I realized my true reason for being here on this earth, and it's to be her loving, faithful husband and to create the legacy of that love, my namesake, my joy, my baby boy, you. Now, they're saying, that Brian, he has other kids, and like I said earlier, and, those kids are speaking out because they're saying Brian was married to his first wife back in 1990 to singer-songwriter and his college sweetheart, Miss Julia McKnight, which is an African-American woman. They say they have 2 children, Brian Jr. and Nico, but they're saying Brian eventually, y'all, divorced Julie, and according to his sons, Brian Jr. and Nico, he abandoned them.
But then they make a video and they went off on him real bad on the video, and then he responded and he articulated and laid out every single thing that he did for his son, which made it, which actually cleared everything up. And, when they get older and they get toxic like that and going in on you on the internet, making it look like you weren't there, and he laid out everything he did for him, everything he gave him, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those situations can be complicated, as we know. Those situations.
That's that's something that kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't understand. Because most men have 2 and 3 families. And, the first kids start feeling deprived when the second and third kids come along because they feel like the parents deprive them.
And I think, of course, the new baby's going to have a different experience because when he was married, he was torn. He wasn't as present because he was out, and there were some allegations of mistreatment against his first wife out there. I mean, they're published.
Yeah. So it's just a thing.
But what about, did he mistreat the kids?
Well, that's what they're saying, allegedly, that, that he abandoned them and mistreated them.
You know what, Ricky, to be honest, I've been doing radio for 25 years. He's the worst celebrity I've ever interviewed.
Oh, really?
He was so nasty and rude and pompous and entitled. It was terrible. And I would tell him that to his face. He was the worst. He was the
You
worst.
told him that?
No, I would tell him that. I mean, he just gave me just really bad energy, he's weird.
So what happened?
I had a weird experience. I was trying to connect with him on one of his songs, and I was talking about the lyrics, and I gave him a compliment. I was like, that really resonated with me, and this is what I got from it. He was like, well, that's not what I meant, and he was just real stanky acting. And his new wife, clearly he's very in love because the whole interview he was talking about how she, was in medicine, and it was just weird. It was just... You ever have a weird interaction? I mean, I'm sure all of you all have had that, on the break. He was just not pleasant. He just wasn't pleasant. I didn't, it's hard for me to
So when he
hold
left
my
the
tongue
interview,
and
it was just a bad vibe. He wasn't like, thank you for this opportunity.
No, and he was weird towards the listeners and the fans that were there.
You think maybe it's the African-American woman thing? He probably, think that y'all kind of different?
Well, his new wife is Asian.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so... I don't know.
Well, we're just gonna keep
He
Brian
just-
lifted up in our prayers.
Pray
y'all,
for him.
honey.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
pray right now as soon
You
as
know.
we finish this.
And
thing.
he'll get one last cry.
Yeah.
All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Chris Rock, baby, honey, they say he may have a new girlfriend. They're saying this time she's black. Now her name is, honey, Miss Sharon Carter. Ricky, you may have worked with her. She's a former BET host, and they're saying they definitely are dating. They said they were spotted at the hotel. The Chateau Marmont in Hollywood, and they were saying, honey, he ordered a refreshing beverage for her. They sat down and drank. They laughed nonstop, and they say Chris, honey, was joking, honey, with some of the patrons at the nearby table. So congratulations to Chris Rock and his new girl, because he was just with a European woman just like the month after the slapping, and now they're saying he's with, honey, Miss Sharon. So kudos out to Chris and Sharon. They look like they make a great couple. She's a beautiful
I guess
woman.
you got to keep going till you find something that work, huh?
Yeah, because she's African American and British, so she's mixed. So they love each other. They're saying, and congratulations to both of them, honey. So maybe she could help ease the pain from the slapping. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, y'all, is cloudless sky. On the high end, you say cloudless sky, and on the low end, you say beautiful, airy blue. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T.